Kaimachivas Hoka Pache Homashina. Greetings. I had another window open, sorry. That was weird. Let me. Okay, that's taken care of. Amachiwa. Sound, sight, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience. Welcome to this Ascension Process, Holy Ones. Live on YouTube. Hachiwa Kamacha. Amasia. This is a home for starseeds and indigo children. Aaron Anello in the house. Welcome, Holy Ones. I'm so happy to see you with your positive vibes. Yeah. It's a brilliance. It's a magnificence. It's a light. We are standing in our light, in our love, in our inspiration, in our akachia, masasiya. I welcome you, Holy Ones. Thank you for being here. This was one of the nights where I start late, and that's Monday. Every Monday it'll be a late, I will come on like maybe a couple hours later. So anyways, we're here, and there is consciousness in this flow. So all of you brothers and sisters out there, indigo, child, starseed, welcome to get lit, activate, boost your chakra, and go on a voyager. We are voyagers going through this spiritual transformation, this spiritual ascension process, Sachima. And there is definitely signs, or you could say symptoms of energy or activity. It's off the chart, kind of like more than usual, because of you would say the thinning of the veil. We are able to perceive, connect, communicate, understand, realize better from this veil, this thinning of the veils of the spiritual frequencies. It's a natural process within Ascension, Holy One. Within Ascension, we're going to skyrocket. We are rising stars. Say this. This is like an affirmation, like an amulet, a talisman. 3 times. This is spelt with a K. I am Christ star. I am Christ star. I am Christ star. So realize the original Anahazi spelled Christ with a K, but this is just your, extra information. We're gonna keep on spelling it CH, but just realize eventually you will find in Ashiana's information, on Lisa Renee's site, and on my site, we're using the original Anahazi too. You're going to see Christ in this way, and we will be introducing ourselves again with this Anuhazi words. So we learned this here on Christos Avatar, and we are basically, you would say, remembering, activating DNA, activating chakra, activates memory. You get to that level, okay, in steps. It's a process. So in that process, in those steps, you're going to receive memory, okay? Because DNA is being rebuilt back, okay? So the memory and consciousness and awareness are being brought back. When you expand, you return back to source. So we are already God, but when you come into a hologram, you're still God, but you're a smaller distortion, one that has less memory, less awareness of its higher parts. We can realize 4D being, we can realize a 5D being, but going there, being there, in the physical, in the consciousness, you realize that Amakaya, Ochima. This is a action to realize, to become your thoughts. You become your thoughts. So watch what you think. When you want to do something, or when you don't want to do something, it has to do with your thoughts. What are you thinking? Well, if this is you would say a mindful process, focused here, in the now, in this moment, can you focus? So most people, it's true, have problems even sitting still and meditating, closing their eyes, doing the whole bit, and getting into that relaxed state, and attempting to quiet your mind, to silence or to diminish all of those different thoughts. And at first it's not comfortable. That doesn't mean you say, I can't do it, and give up. It's training. Just like if you wanted to get in shape and you just did a few push-ups and it felt horrible, so I quit. What? You won't always be horrible. You will actually, if you didn't know it, when you get to regular workouts, I would say by the 4th week, 5th week, you're going to be feeling like a craving to work out. It's been almost a week when you haven't worked your chest or your biceps or your shoulders or your legs. Well, now you're eager. Your muscle feels like I want to exercise this muscle. I'm speaking from my own experience, of course, but I'm sure other athletes, when I was, younger, I was active in the gym, and so I understood this process. You are focusing it takes a mind. It takes a focused mind to build a body. It takes discipline. It takes a drive, and it takes an energy. So, you can't just dismiss someone if they're not spiritual like you. Realize they're using first of all, they're part of God. This is not something about being a believer or not. This is about you having the energy connections and awareness of the higher, as you go higher in frequency, vibration, higher in thought and consciousness, higher as in positive, more love, because you can always have, in the hologram, you can always have more love, expand out to more. A 60 angel has lots of love, but not compared to a 9th dimensional archangel. Understand? Welcome, holy ones. It is a great honor for you to be here amongst these starseed mysteries. Yeah. This is something you don't need a teacher, Holy One. This is something within yourself. This is just a gentle reminder of what you already know. Machiwa, kache. Machi. So if you guys haven't got lit, you can at your leisure. Welcome to Christos Avatar Live. We're just getting started. And we have more coming in. We have Andreas Emikoff. So when do you think the Ascension is happening? This year? Well, it is happening. It doesn't happen like that. It takes a long period of time. We showed it at least a few more thousand years. The Ascension process is happening. So we're in Ascension. Now what we are also in is something called Stargate Opening Cycle, which is related to Ascension because it's boosted. I just spent like 10 minutes talking about the veil, Well, it's because we're in a Stargate opening cycle. And that means there's the multi-dimensional current coming through. So, this is supercharging consciousness. I mean, it makes it much more easier for consciousness, it's like a flood of high level thoughts, a flood of frequencies that you're not used to on the planet, now introduced to your planet. This is the same concept as indigos coming to live and reincarnate into they have a contract before they even do that. They have a contract to have an indigo parents, certain parents to be the parents of an indigo child. It's a serious thing. It's all agreed and it's all planned, and you have a mission. Before you come here, you had this already planned. You have contracts, soul contracts. Ashiana talks about these, and not just her Voyager's books, but in the different workshops. So this is based off the Mahabharata, which is the Inner Christos. Ashiana calls it Kathara or Kalantic science. She calls it different things now in the more advanced years, but I call it Inner Christos, which is reference to the original name Mahabharata, and this is basically law of one, basically unity, that all are one, all are God. And as an indigo, as a starseed, you are coming in here with this principle. This is part of who you are. This is how you think, right? So we all have an opposing, actually literally opposing creed, false beliefs. You call false creed on the planet that are actually against law of one, against all are one. They don't like that idea. It's to them that takes away their power when you're all one. So they have to take away your power by making you think that no, you're not all one. You're just a part. You're just one little individual, insignificant amongst all the other. See, they want you to feel insignificant. They're going to do everything they can to make you forget your 12 strand, which we talk about here on Crystal Avatar. That has to do with your chakra strand. Chakra is the same as strand, as the same as dimension. It's also a specific race, okay? And we talk about all of this Templar, personal Templar, planetary Templar, which is chakra, which is stargates, which is these vortexes, these Merkabas. They're all wavelengths. It's sacred spiritual science. It's not new, it's ancient. And you came here for a reason, Holy One. If you're into this type of searches and these types of videos, you were drawn here. You came here from your own drive, your own inner connection. And we're making those connections together as a group of indigo children, Holy One. And we're coming in over the past few hundred years. And this is according to Ashiana herself as being an indigo. I'm an indigo. Some of you are awakening to being an indigo starseed. Okay? We are part of Magi King Holy Grail line. We are Holy Grail line, not a cup, a race, a Templar, a template of vast proportion. You would say, in human, 12 strand. Awesome. Fantastic. That's a lot of beings inside of one. Okay, that's a huge hybrid. But starseeds, indigo children, have not 12. They have 12 plus another 12 plus possibly, or 36 or 48 stack. That's their junk. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual junk, man. You are coming in, heavy hitters. It's kind of like overkill, but it's been our third seeding, so maybe it's not. It's necessary. We're bringing in the heavy hitters. Some of us are awakening. Sleeping indigo, wake up. Wake up to your purpose. I just released my indigo video on TikTok. Check it out. Hamasitas. And on Instagram. Hamasito. Hamakacha. Actually, Holy Ones. Michichi. You will hear starseed languages. You would say light language, other world, other dimension, multi-dimensional. Machiwa, hamakache, Give me one moment. Chequipasitas. We are talking about the ascension process. Some of you are part of that. You're literally here because you're part of that process. Machiwa, makachi, masitas, hamakochi, homanatani. No, don't do that. Discard. Push the discard video. No, not discard. Yeah, discard, man. My chiwa. There is this discussion. What are you doing? My chiwa. Sorry, guys. This takes a few seconds. Makache. I just made a statement and I have to make sure it's the truth. Makoche motsu. What? Amataye. This happens on a live. Because if it doesn't happen, then, what's that called? Murphy's Law? Amachiwasu hamakaya. You're supposed to push OK. And then you say edit cover because this cover is bunk. Machiwa. Matsiwa sitas. It was about indigo children, man. It was like about indigo children, and you learn that there's been studies done. There's been a documentary, and as indigos are part of this ascension process. Okay, they are bringing in the 5D at birth. This is the fifth. This is the blue ray, the fifth chakra. But this is what most humans have. Only this. They don't have the heart chakra or the throat chakra. They only have this a yellow ray, orange ray, and red ray. That's it. They don't have green ray. So you have all these pretty chakra pictures on the internet. It's not truthful or accurate. There's no explanation. You don't have a 4-strand. You don't have green ray. You don't have a 5th strand in your template. You don't have blue ray in your aura. You have only certain rays. We have this connection right now, but happens on the show every once in a while, and it hasn't really actually. So if you see a little bit of delay, it's only temporarily, guys. So I explained the Templar. Let me just show it to you so you don't think I'm blowing smoke up your ass. I wouldn't do that to you, don't worry. I should make sure I have my graphs open this time. Because we are talking about these ascension process and the indigo children, the starseeds. Mako ama chit sutakama amakoho open. This is the reason why this is like this, you guys, a little bit today is because on Mondays I go have a fish dinner with our family. It's like down the street, literally. But I'm there, and instead of here, I can't do my life like normal, but it's okay. We have the different maps, and I forgot which diagram I was going to show you. Sorry, it happens. We have Andreas. Okay, but I thought the firmament has to disappear in order to open up the 5th dimension. Actually, this is not something that's part of the Guardian perspective, and so I appreciate your perspective. I love you, Holy One. Thank you. Now, from the Guardian perspective, this firmament is the same as like a ploy, a trick. Same as, what do you call, flat Earth. Okay, they believe in like a bowl. You're in a dish, you're in a bowl, whatever. This is their belief. There's a glass firmament, and you don't have a round planet. It doesn't matter if you're talking about a dome or if you're talking about flat Earth. Either one is both a distortion that serves the false creed. They don't want you going beyond the firmament. They don't want you to go beyond a round Earth. See, if it's round, oh, there's something outside of it. Oh, if it's endlessly flat and who knows the shape, only certain people have maps and realization of the shape. Honey, it's round. It's all round, round, round. Spheres within spheres within spheres. Um, I saw this meme that shows you flat Earth, and then it shows you the rest of the planets are all round, except for ours. You see them in telescopes. You can see they're round, and the stuff like moons are round. Oh, but your planet is flat. No. Is there firmaments on Jupiter? Is there a firmament on Mars? Is there some type of flatness on Mercury? These are concepts, holy ones, to fool you, to convert you. The earth is flat. I don't think so. I call BS. Machiwa. And there are all kinds of these, you would say, physics, energy, that shows otherwise. Electromagnetism, there's some calculations, there's some photographic evidence. I don't mean Photoshop, NASA stuff. Makaya, Mositas, Mochiwa. So this is only the guardian perspective. Only law of one perspective. So you can disagree or not believe. You can believe in anything you want, holy ones. And we don't judge. And others will judge us. Others judge others. You're indigo. Grow up. Are you indigo? Wake up. You don't judge. You don't like someone's music or their dress or their, financials or choice of this or choice of that. You judge. We're used to judging. We judge. Others judge. We are judging. God's judge. So now we judge. No, this is not law of one. This is not eternal, unconditional love. Not love. Do you love me? Oh yeah, if you... No, there's no if. You love, and not just love someone, you love all beings, even those hating you. Try that one on. If someone doesn't like you or gossips about you or looks at you or talks behind you or does all kinds of cat spells on you or makes some voodoo dolls of you or you love them. I love you. I'm with this light. I'm with this divine love. I even had someone write me once, "Oh, you've never seen love." I have seen, you have no idea what I have seen or felt. Hello, Machiwa. This was, I've already said it before, this was a vision, not just a vision, a feeling, a being. I had a vision, a being, a feeling, a knowing of unconditional, divine, sacred love. It was undistorted. Everything in the matrix is distortion. Everything from 15th, 13th, whatever dimension, everything from the highest level is distorted in the hologram. And each level lower is a greater distortion of the original. There's the original. Here's the distortions of the original. Copies of copies of copies of the original. This is here we go. So whatever it was that I've never seen these holy beings, Machiwa. Not only was I there, not only was I Akaya Samua. There was no distortion. It was pure bliss. Like you hear this word, right? You go in on a spiritual path, you might hear something called bliss. You might hear something like joy. Man, whatever it was, I mean, if you ever had a definition, that was it. I've been there, I've seen it, and you don't see, you don't feel unless it is there, Makochi. So, you can have Awachima. There's all kinds of Wiccan, I'm sorry, I meant witch, the warlock. There's all kinds of beings trying. Yeah. You have a defense. You have an energy. You have fields. You have shields. Makache. Oh, and they're roundish, ovalish, not flat. And notice the pattern, the micro of the macro. Understand, design was not flat up in there in those source akaya. There is no firmament in that. Hawanyetsimakaya. Fostita sivakamashia. Muchiva. And you will have plenty of these false angelic prophets. Oh, prophets. Oh, I meant chosen ones. Nimasita. Oh, Makaya. So we learn about law of one. So when you hear this nonsense, you can say bullshit. I call bullshit. I am light, but what you're doing is trying to. You understand. You understand. When there's a being of evil, you don't say evil. Okay. There's a being of very dark thoughts and energies and intentions. And it is attacking you. Oh, but you're love and light. Exactly. They attack love and light because they are against anti. They're in the polarized, just like you're polarized, until you're not polarized. When you're omni, when you're all, where you're both male and female. It's called androgynous, it's called complete, it's called all, it's called one. So, Holy One, recall, remember these plateaus, because surely it is just simply your other identity waiting for you now to realize, connect to. You hear me speak? You hear your brother Fabian connect to. I am connecting to my Hachiwa. You have your own Akumua soul family. This is mine. I'm not channeling. I am Pakachi Sutoko Hamata. There, that one. This holy one right here. You want to hear this one in this field? There's this holy being right here, man. You see. You will see. Light language. This is part of who I am. What am I, holy ones? What are you? You find, you go. I get so many people asking me who they are. This is your journey. You discover. You go on a journey. You're not going to be getting, here, oh, Chima. Realize what is conscious consciousness expansion, it doesn't happen when someone else is doing your homework. Realization. And actually, nobody can do your realization. Your realization of who you are. Don't ask me who you are. Ask your one self who you are. Get your intention. Place this idea. Voice this question to yourself. Get your own answer in your own mistakes, in your own lessons. Go through and make this realization, because otherwise you don't realize. You realize that is what is the ascension process, a realization. Ascension is realization, where you realize this fourth strand, this consciousness, this spiritual lesson. Okay? Can you go through that lesson of love, the heart chakra? You think heart, what? What is heart? What is the throat? It's speaking spirit. It speaks spirit about spiritual topics, about this amakaye, hamashitas, hamaka. You are 4D, 5D, 6D holy ones. Here, you got some 4Ds here. Some of you got some 5Ds in the house. Okay? And we got some 6Ds. Those of you who feel, who see, you know, I get your comments and your posts and your descriptions and your own tale. You have your connections and realizations. It's powerful, man. Okay? It's a group. We're like a community of ETs. Friendly ones. Because certainly, honey, there is some dark ones. So we stand in our love and our light. Stand in this walk here with me. You Sakachia. Remember celestial? 6D, angel. 6D is celestial. Maka. Pachimoso. Kamachia. Celestial Masina. Celestial, angelic, 6D, 6D. Oh, cool, yeah. You're a holy one there. With wings, or maybe not. Some of them have wings, some of them don't. Most don't, according to Ashiana. Amakaya. Most angels don't have wings, but understand some do. These oversouls are all the archangels. 7th dimension, 8th dimension, 9th dimension. So, you might be one of these beings with your third eye. That's your 6th chakra. Your 6th strand of DNA. It's your 6th race, the Unchechi. This is the Aryan, this is the Muvarian, and this is the Unchechi. Those are earth seeds. Some of you are star seeds. Okay? And realize the beings that already have 4 strands, they don't have the block that some of you have. Some of them don't have, will go to Tara with 4 strands. Some have to have 5 strand to go to Tara. It's kind of weird, but there's the Amente DNA seal. There's like 3 or 4 seals in our DNA. Seal, as in block, as in holding up or preventing current. Okay, some of you races, some of the people on the planet cannot ascend because of a block, unless they leap up to 5th dimensions of consciousness. Unless some of these beings can go from here to mastery of this chakra and this chakra in one lifetime. Machiwa. There is only 10 million indigo children on the planet. This is an estimation, give or take a million or two. This is according to Voyager's numbers, but that is 12 years old. More. That's like 24 years old. Ah, my shit. You know, it's got to be not more than 20 though, a million. But there's at least 10 million indigo children on the planet, which, if you consider the population is 7.7 billion, that's a small midget number, small tiny number. Sorry, I didn't mean to make some reference. Small person. I love you, man. I love midgets. Man, dwarves and unicorns and elves and stuff. I love definitely dolphins, and I love Pegasus and stuff. You guys realize those are your other selves. You love them, you're close to them because you were them, are them. You know, outside we're living all these lives simultaneously. Yeah, they're their past. Yes, it's the future. In relative times of the time matrix. In the hologram, there's reference to time. But it's all an illusion. It's just the illusion of time. Because it's like a movie where it's frames connected to make it look like something's going like this. Or even like a cartoon. A cartoon is frames. It has to draw a cartoon lifting his arm and waving at you. That's a bunch of still frames. Still frames, still frames, still frames, still frames, still frames. You know, a whole bunch of still frames. It's not real moving. But it is. The actor was, right? No, I just told you. Reality does that. This is what reality does. And there's a moment where you flash your whole body on and flash off for a moment. It's not your body, it's this reality. Flashes on, off, on, off. What? Yeah. This is the fission, the fusion, the antimatter. Antimatter, not antimatter. Ante, and spelled with an E, not an I. Antimatter. So, this is kind of like the complicated stuff of this information, but you don't need to, I don't think you need to know Partakai phasing in order to comprehend Ascension. But it's important to go through the torture of knowing some of that stuff. Unless you're a physics guy or something, it's going to be easy, peasy, but Partakai, Partakay, Particum, there's a fission, fusion, antimatter thing going on, flash off. Okay. You know, this is sacred spiritual science. There is actually, the soul is tangible. You can calculate it. A waveform, a color, it's a wave form. You can measure that. You know, a frequency, it's a speed, and you can measure wave speeds. How long did that take? How long? How short? It's physics. Dimension is this one going real short, and this reality is going slow. See the difference? They're turned on at the same time. If there's 30 radio stations at different FM, AM, well, they're all on. But you only tune into one at a time. If you have two radios, you can play two different radio stations. If you have two different chakras, here's your two different radio stations. Here's a radio station I'm picking up. It's called 4D. I'm also picking up 3D and 2D and 1D. You see what I'm saying? Earth seeds are only picking up 1D, 2D, and 3D. They're not picking up. They don't have a radio antenna for 4D or 5D or 6. We're not even talking about 7Ds. It's pointless. But Makaye Hama Hitch it Hook it Hama Hana Hit it You know, this is the yellow ray. You want green ray, you want blue ray, green ray, Blu-ray, green ray, Blu-ray, 4D, 5D, 5D, 4D. You want to ascend. The ascension process is activate your 4th strand, activate your 5th strand, and your Merkaba. Learn Merkaba, and you'll ascend. No problem. No problem. You don't like earth drama? No problem. Do some bioregenesis techniques. Do some Merkaba techniques. Do chakra work. No problem. You want to ascend? This is the process. This is the ascension process. Develop your 4th strand, develop your 5th strand, and make your Merkaba. You see, that's a UFO. It turns into the shape of like a disc. Look at a picture of a galaxy sideways. Yeah, let's do that live. Makaye, Elitso Merkaba, honey. Miki waso. I have to turn it off. Like this and this. There we go. It also means I need my glasses to see. And then I'll catch up comments. What were we looking for? Galaxy sideways. Galaxy side view. Side view. Side view. Galaxy side view. You see that Merkaba? This is your Merkaba, baby. This is your Merkaba. It looks like this. You're this. This is your vehicle of light. Machiwa. Kamache. You can build that. You want to build that. You're gonna build that. Chimasi. We're gonna be talking about that here on Christos Avatar. I thank you guys for being here. And I know it's a small group every Monday when I'm hardly here. I mean, that's weird. It's like suddenly there was no people for... And then it went all the way up. That doesn't even make sense. There's always been a few of you guys here. But, I felt that. You felt it? Aww. Raven Blonde in the house. Well, actually, they de-evolve. They go into the phantom. If you don't ascend with Earth, because that's what the planet... What do you think Ascension is doing? It's going to completion, and the Earth will ascend, the energies of Earth that are ascending, and then the 26,556 year time cycle is repeating, is starting over. It starts over. All that consciousness is going to be going to the phantom, the ones who didn't ascend. So it's a happening. It's a splitting. You don't sit there and keep doing 3D. No, honey, you're going to be losing that opportunity. You're not going to have that opportunity because you're going to be conquered. First of all, the ones who don't go into this timeline, this is a timeline that goes into the Zeta Draconian takeover. They're going to take over if you stay on this. But at the same time, there's obviously a de-evolution of some beings. Some beings, and actually the more accurate description is most people are descending. Okay? You're going to have new races come in, new life come in. They're not coming back. The old ones are going to a new reality, good or bad. You're going, ascending is good, a better, gooder place. You don't ascend in an ascension cycle, not normally. Normally you would reincarnate. In an ascension Stargate opening cycle, you die during that period, then you don't reincarnate in the 3D. You're going to go wow, sorry. It was God, sovereign free. You had free will. All of your actions and thoughts led you to your situation. You can no, there was always people attacking me, and hello, it's called karma. It's called you experiencing something you dished out. You beat people up. Now you're getting beat up, for example. It's a not punishment like sin, but it is something that is consciousness learning. See, if you as God are experiencing this bad experience, you're either the one suffering or you're the one giving the suffering. They're both God. They're both created by the same God that fell into the same distortions. A matrix, a time matrix hologram, originally was supposed to be happiness and a fun place to be. But it's not. It's like a war zone because of some beings, some bad apples ruined it. Ruined this original intention. Okay? This is what the Guardians tell us. The original intention of God, of Source, was to make a happy place. This is the original intention. And don't forget, we can talk about Law of One, but always remember within Law of One, within the dimension, there's no darkness after 11th dimension. This is the Guardians telling us. Out of 15 dimensions, as soon as you become a 12 strand, as soon as you become ascend, eventually from 3 you'll ascend to 4, ascend to 5, eventually ascend to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and finally, as soon as you get to 12, there is no more conflict, no more polarity, no more darkness at that level. This is what the Guardians tell us, and as soon as you ascend to that level, you make a choice if you're going to go back down or help. I mean, do you think it gets boring in heaven? Or not heaven, but a super amazing love place? Does it get boring? No. What do you mean? Have you ever been in orgasm 24/7? Does that get tiring? No. Imagine orgasm forever and ever and ever. You're in it. You're in total, complete joy, love, bliss, eternal. These are eternal. This is pure consciousness outside the matrix. In the matrix hologram that we're in, you get polarized and distorted. I can imagine when they first started coming in, they got along. Imagine that. They were creating some reptiles, some snake people, some cat people, and dinos, and they all got along. Even the little dolphins and Pegasus and aquatic apes, they called them, and little whales, and they were friendly and loved each other and got along until some bad apples said, hey, we have free will down here in the hologram. In the hologram, oh, God can try. Check out some naughty ideas, some rebellious, dark ideas. And if this powerful 12th dimensional being suddenly becomes dark, well, they're gonna go blow up a planet. If you can imagine, when Princess Leia watches her planet destroyed, booyah, there goes Earth. Literally, the future version of Earth is destroyed by these Anu, Elohim, fallen 12D beings. That means they fell from 12D to 11D. Now, they're cut that off. They got their little reptilian Anunnaki or whatever genetics and cut it off their 12 strand. Now they don't have a connection to life force energy. You cut yourself off of that 12 strand, that is your connection. But that's kind of like a negative effect for them. But they had to become vampires. In the phantom, you're finite. Everything is dying. So to replenish, to live, they must take from living systems. Living, when we say living, we mean like life force energy systems. These are not life force energies systems in the phantom. These are collapsing, falling systems. It's literal, real. You are going down. Can you imagine all these beings, all these wicked beings who know that they're now like in some type of like a plummeting, falling until it's like it's just gonna keep falling. You went beyond the point of no return. Now you don't know. You're so far from Source God. So far fallen from Source God that you have no connection to what is God. You become so distorted, convoluted, twisted, wicked, dark, whatever, primitive, sick, whatever you can think of. These beings must be pretty, like, real monsters and creatures. Frightening. They live off of horror, darkness, ugliness, scariness. They live off of just complete wickedness. And we are guardians. We deal with these mentalities, these crazy, maniacal extraterrestrials and fallen angelics who want to take out people, beings, entire races, and planets. This is their mentality. Oh, but they're not done. They want to enslave life. And they want you to suffer, man. They will enjoy it. Oh, yeah. These principalities are up and in society. They're in politics. They're in government. They're in money. They're in power. So they're winning. They might succeed. So we are light. With our lives, we're not going to let that happen. Till the end, we are ascending. We die. We're going back. Understand? Hey, you remember some of your family are going to come pick you up even. And when you have a connection and you're getting actual, assistance, it will be a confirmation. You'll hear certain of these spiritual teachers, it could be any of these guys you have found in the New Age movement or the UFO movement, but you can understand that Apachivaka, they definitely have some type of major proof, witness something that they know this is real. And it's the same thing with people who are psychic and they're developing these are abilities to perceive. You don't have them. You don't care about spirit, man. You don't care about ascension, spiritual awakening. You think that's all BS or nonsense or it's all doesn't exist. Even though there's a spiritual war and there's all kinds of, sadness and darkness and war and death, and there's still people hating each other. But that doesn't do very well for your ascension process. Those are all obstacles and distractions and ignorances, and it's a kind of like we jump into a war zone, and we have to survive. We have to know some skills. Can you imagine some of the children being born today what their future is going to be. What kind of future will this produce? Do you see anything coming in the world? Do you see anything coming in the world that looks like it's going to transform people's ideas and beliefs? Gouge it, check, feel. Do you feel there's something out there? Is there some group, some speaker, some religion, some belief out there that looks like it's going to help change the whole world? Or do you see maybe something like the opposite of that? Like there's certain signs in the world that it looks like a takeover already, or it looks like it will happen, or there will be some, if you believe that these beings are giving you kind of like hints. Remember, they like to brag and they put some dark scenarios in movies and then make that movie come true. You've seen those connections before, right? Like before 9/11 was something to do with, what do you call it? Those guys that were Fox Mulder's friends, the three guys, they made a movie or a show about this whole scenario. About the same scenario, right? The same buildings on national television before it happened. And that's a bunch of ideas and theories, and we're not political, but this is just energy on signs, signs of the times of not just that long ago, but now, man, there's some hardcore stuff happening to people in our world, in our country, in our freedoms. But we're God's sovereign free, and we're indigo children coming in, not to save. We're not saviors. We're, hey, here is this knowledge. It is our knowledge. You're a guardian. You forgot, but here is this knowledge. Here is the guardian knowledge. Here is the memory of an indigo. Here is what is a starseed. If you could see some of the low comments I've read, people who are just really into the 3D. They're in watching spiritual videos, but they're attacking people making spiritual videos. What? The spiritual people don't attack. They don't judge. Spiritual people don't troll. They don't make us negative out of a positive. Wait, you don't get a positive out of a negative. Right? They're doing something negative, saying something negative. It's not a positive. You just only make yourself look more like a fool. Like you're continue to be belligerent, or it's like you're just making yourself look worse. Like you're in court, they're accusing you of something, and you're acting like that's something. Okay, you're spiritual, but you're saying this. Yeah, where's your logic? This is what we deal with third. Maybe they're not third strand. Maybe they got a little bit, like a little stub of their fourth strand. Maybe they got a little bit of astral consciousness, a little. So they can talk and understand a little bit, but they're still going to be 3D, up in your face, aggressive, negative, 3D energy, which is what? Atlantean consciousness. This is ego. This is what we call. This is third strand is Atlantean. So this is the consciousness that we're feeling. That the 4D beings are feeling from the 3D, ignorant, aggressive, negative, dangerous consciousness. Not all. Earth people, Earth seeds are dangerous, are negative. There's some that just don't care either way, neutral, or oblivious, just living a life of normal, education, business, work life, career life, or children and family. That's their life. That's all. But there's more, because this is now what? This is now Going from 3D to the next density, by the way, and 4D is the next density. That means you're going to a new body. You're going to a new planet. You're going to a new... Because you'll be a giant in a whole different high-level consciousness. If you saw a bunch of giants looking down at you, you would feel so scared, man, because we're the humans. We're the ones in power and superiority on the planet. But you just see a whole bunch of super high technological... They're like Marvel heroes. They're like gods. They're like... You don't understand. What can you do to come close? They are in such high levels of technology and spirit and ideas. And imagine they are galactic, so that means they're actively getting ET technology influence, ET society influence, a galactic life. You're not just trying to travel to Australia or to Sedona. You're trying to travel to another, not just another planet, but another planet in another galaxy. So life is much different when you're living forever, and you can alter your current existence, make yourself more super intelligent, make yourself more beautiful if you want to do that, make yourself be able to fly, make yourself... This is their existence. This is what you call like heaven. These beings are high, and this is only density 2. This is only beings with technologies and bodies that are immortal. Imagine beings who have no bodies anymore in density 3. They are like ghosts to us. We look at them, they're like vapor. Like we could put our hand through one of those beings. What are they? They don't even need technologies, longevity, beauty when there is no body. What is the concept of life? What is the purposes of those kind of beings? What do they have to concern themselves with? What is their societies? Is their societies? And that is only middle ground. You see, most people's perceptions of an alien, or you don't consider that. They don't consider density, matter forms, and technologies, and leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds in intelligence and creativity and resources. These technologies they have, they're like super advanced, arrogant, prideful Atlanteans. You take the Atlanteans and make them much more with more money and power. Eventually you're going to get great deceptions, great travesties, think about the travesty that happened originally. We had these intelligent, super advanced people trying to kill each other. That's what happened to the original Lemurian and Atlantean. It was one-sided. The Lemurians were peaceful. It was the power-hungry Atlanteans who wanted, because they were separated. The Lemurians went to their own continent called Mu. And then after they developed that continent, the Atlanteans wanted it. And they wanted to get rid of the Lemurians. So they attacked them. So we had a cataclysm. That's what those super beings do. You see, there's evil even in those greater levels. You don't say evil, you say dark and really dark beings, okay? So these really dark beings, man, you haven't seen the end of it here. You're going to ascend, yeah, but there's still dramas there. And even according to the Guardians, and Ashiana herself said that there's even darkness in inner earth. There is some problems in inner earth. More problems. You don't want to go to inner earth, you'd rather go to Tara. Get that extra strand in. Go to Tara, honey. You don't want to go to... Inner earth would be a step up, at least from here. Because the thing of it is that people don't know how bad it is. I love you, holy ones. Thank you for being here. Even there's only 3 of you. Sorry, my what do you call it? Moderator left, so I'm the one that has to allow those. You know what? This is a jam-packed show, and there's only 3 of you online. But you got to be here. This is the code. This is the you would say. It's like you go to like a party, right? And you get to, or you go to some cool place and you take something home. You're getting something with you. There's this being there trying to say hi to you. Someone in the audience. It's like, whoa, man. What's up, bro? Sister? Kamachi. Raven Blonde, King Vato. Do you know much about what Ashiana talked about us? Preventing pole shift. Yeah, that means us as in indigos. That's what we are. Team Indigo is a real. It's a big deal, and since we're involved with pole shift has to do with the stargates opening and closing, and when these fallen angelic ETs, they only want to invade. They will only invade during an ascension cycle. There is an incentive, there is an advantage to come when the stargates are opened. And the stargates aren't always able to do that. A lot more information will come out through my channel, but you can also learn a lot of this on your own through Voyagers 2. That's the most informative one. Voyagers 1 is more for beginners. Voyagers 2 is going to give you the rundown. You're going to get a whole lot of information in Voyagers 2. There's not much, I mean, she starts getting into the Guardians, but the rest of the book is about beginner stuff. Like, what do you think about spirits or ETs? You know, I think a lot of us are way beyond that. So go right to Voyagers 2. You will learn a little bit about the Guardians, though, at the end of that book 1. So, and it's free online anyways. There's a link to the free online one, Voyagers 1. Voyagers 2, you might have to find a copy or pay. It's only $17 on our site. So. Well, that was when she was talking in like 2001, 2002, 2003. Literally, she was saying those things. And if we didn't, yeah, that was already something that was changed, and even as early as 1992 is when they had this Pleiadian agreement, this Luciferian Pleiadian agreement. But it was broken. It was broken a few years later. It didn't last long. Well, we weren't wiped out in 2017. It was like there's some things that have changed the timeline. You got to understand that, but that's just it. It's probably in some of the other material, because there's more information than just the Voyagers book. Like you and I, as students of Ashiana, she goes over more stuff in her workshops, and I personally haven't learned. I'm kind of like I'm mostly going from the Voyagers right now. I will myself get into the higher stuff. Right now, mostly it's making sure I got my own chakra, and I've confirmed that myself. You guys don't have vision. You're not going to see things. If you do, I meant to say, if you do see things, then you know you're a 6th strand. You have some 6D opening. Doesn't mean you have it open 100%. These are all valves. They open up a certain way. A certain amount, and close and open, and depending on your thoughts. You want your throat chakra opened? You do throat chakra activities. You keep on doing throat chakra activities. Throat chakra training is throat chakra practice. So learn the qualities or activities you can learn from even basic information of people talking about chakras. They'll say some information about the 7th chakra or the 6th chakra or the 5th chakra, things you can do to activate it, certain crystals you can use to activate it. I used an amethyst to help open my third eye, which worked. I had some of my most powerful visions during those periods of time. It's so weird because some of my earlier stuff, I had more abilities and perceptions. Like raw perceptions. Like I could see things more vivid. I could see things more lucid. And I actually had more lucid dream activity in my previous. If I could sit here and not do videos all the time and focus on my own meditations and techniques, yeah, I'd be doing that 24/7. I would be doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And I might take a sabbatical sometime, because I know I'm meant to go through some initiations. We're all meant to expand. We come to a certain limit. We're going to go seek out some greater knowledgeable people than ourselves. Did you notice that even Jesus was known to have traveled and go to learn from other masters? And you don't say masters, you just say knowledgeable people. These people know how to do this stuff. They have a whole memory, spoken memory and race memory. They teach these things if you go seek them out. You know, like seeking out someone in Tibet, seeking out some knowledge or technologies in Peru, or go talk to a shaman, go talk to, these people are truly knowledgeable. I want to just stick to like YouTube teachers, including myself. You want to go more. Eventually you will want to go to sacred sites. Like I still need to go to Mount Shasta. I know that. Something calls me. I've been to Peru. I've been to some powerful spiritual places in Ukraine when I was there. I've been in Hawaii. This very spiritual trip for me. And it was like I was there for a month. Someone was helping me out. I was homeless before, so I was helped out by I was able to live in in Hawaii, man, for a month. Then I went back to being homeless, but it was so great to be in Hawaii. Oh man. I had some spiritual activations there. You guys have, and I had a bunch of activations in Nevada, Las Vegas. So life itself brings you. I was in a desert, camping in the desert of Nevada mountains, and saw a freaking UFO and was out of my body. So, that would have never happened if I wasn't out there. You actually go on a journey. I don't say go spend a bunch of money and travel the world. I'm just saying you do things in your life. Like me, a little bit about my journey. I started with crystals, and it was crystals that got me activated enough to become aware enough. I started looking up spiritual stuff. As an indigo, you're probably going to be looking at first conspiracy theories, like political stuff, because part of your soul is seeking truth. You're a being of truth, of light, and you feel hoaxes and lies. You feel what's not right, even if you don't like at the moment understand. You feel though. And sometimes that feeling is your Geiger counter. It's your confirmation. Kind of like your pendulum. You're getting a vibe. Okay? And that's what you call intuitive or psychic. Okay? You are perceiving from these Merkaba, these little UFOs, star tetrahedron things spinning around, man, at a certain frequency, and they're creating this energy from another dimension. And it's going right through your life, your experience, your consciousness. It is your consciousness happening based on this opening and this opening and this opening and this opening and that opening and that opening. Well, some of you don't have this opening or that opening, but some of you have this opening and this opening and that opening. Just understand, they're not all open 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. Okay, no, it's more like 84, 29. Well, that person doesn't enjoy any sex. Or 92, or 3.5%, 0%, 0, and that's all zeros after that. Well, you go on a spiritual journey. You start getting 92, 96, 90, 39, wow. 52, wow. You see, you have different openings. Open 1%, open 10%, open 100%. You want 100%. You want an entire dimension of knowledge and experience and understanding. Right? Or you just want a portion of it. You just want a little bit, or you want the full. You want to watch an HD movie in small little phone. You want to watch a movie, an HD movie? Cool. Oh yeah, such great experience. You want to feel open 4D, open 5D. Another word is activate. Activate, activate. It's funny because they talked about, balance your fourth chakra, balance your fifth chakra, when they don't have a fourth chakra. They don't even have you don't believe me, okay? It's okay. I forgot, it is almost 9, so my time, so. So we're dealing with earth seeds. Most of the planet are earth seeds. Indigos come here for the earth seeds. We don't come here for ourselves. We're not going to come to a low world. Because we're from these worlds. And we want to come down to this world because it's going to be cool vacation? No. We came from these worlds and came all the way down, step down, they call it downgrade, step down, step down, step down. Okay, so here's the DNA. This being doesn't have a third strand. It doesn't have even yellow in its aura. It doesn't have green or blue. There's no strand. And something even more interesting is, like a starseed, the starseed doesn't have lower strands. It only has higher strands because that's what it was created. This was a created being. These are beings that are helping create these creations. A Lemurian didn't even have strands. A Atlantean only has the first 3. They don't have any green ray. There's no green ray. There's no green. There's no blue. Much less a third eye. There's no third eye. They don't have it. Oh, they have to go through thousands of years of living lives to develop. They have to go, look, the Atlanteans came in here a long time ago to develop their strand, to develop their strand in different time periods. Okay? So that's what each chakra represents, a time period. That's a 4th dimension in your heart. That's a 5th dimension in your throat. And a 6th dimension in your third eye. Machiwa. Makaya. I love you, Holy Ones. Thank you for being here. Kache, Hosomache, Haikewa. See if there's any more of those. Amakaye. I think I got a little bit of Leo Murray. What's up, brother? What's up? Oh, I didn't delete no links. I didn't do nothing, brother. Must have been YouTube. Raven! Oh, I haven't studied Elon Musk, but he's a billionaire. And one of the biggest billionaires on the planet. Vampiric effers. So they're a place of polarity of total darkness? Oh yeah, that would be the phantom matrix. Because what are phantom beings? They're beings that descend from an ascension. All these beings pull into the phantom. And all of those beings, all of those races are vampiric. They have to steal, they have to kill, they have to take, they have to manipulate just to get that energy sometimes. But I wanted to show you the Phantom Matrix. So, as Earth goes into her ascension, we have no choice. Because we're on a planet's body, and the planet is going through ascension. So you go or don't go. You fall or go. You go with her or fall into phantom. I mean, some things are hard to explain or understand, but some beings are going to the future of this timeline. Some beings are ascending to future timelines, and some beings are descending, which would be past timelines. Amakaye. I was gonna show you I forgot what I was gonna show you guys. Sorry, it happens. But this is an ascension process, and we're learning about it's important to get our DNA, our starseed activation. You guys, some of you in the audience are starseeds. You're indigos. You have this. Where the lesson's not for you. Realize we're helping the earthseeds to know about these higher activations. And let's say they live their lives as the Lemurian and get their second strand. Then they go into the next incarnations as Atlantean. Let's think about that one too. Some of you are going and getting your second strand, and then you go and get your third strand as Atlantean. So you were Lemurian. The fact that you have a second strand. Okay? You can see those beings, those starseeds, they had high DNA but not lower DNA. That means they didn't live lives down there. Those beings did not live lives down there. But they will live lives with the earthseeds. And the earthseeds for the first time will be getting their first strands for the first time. So the future beings are coming to help the past beings get their first strands. Because it's kind of like you need spiritual guidance. When there's a starseed on the planet with the earthseed, we're guiding. Hello. Even in modern age, indigos are coming here to help you. And once again, it's during an ascension cycle. It got gates open. There's 7 major chakras on the planet that opened, and then that we're concerned with that are closing. So they all opened since 2022, and now the first one closed. I mean, the first one is already closed in 2022. So there's 6 more to close. You can call those trumpets. Trumpet 6, trumpet 5, trumpet 3, 2. So there is something going on, and we're going to be talking about that something. And I thank you guys for being here. And this is the once a week long, short, late video, but the other ones will be back on schedule, right around 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. We'll be rocking and rolling. Yeah. I'm happy to be here with you guys and share this experience. And remember, you don't need a middleman. Eventually, we'll all get to the point we can get all knowledge within our own Templar, with our own connections. That's the goal. We all got to go through different experiences to make certain connections, to make certain awarenesses. So, and we're all, getting through all of this together. So maybe we will squabble sometimes, but know that we are here as beings of love, and we are learning that. We're learning grace. We're learning joy and bliss. We're learning law of one, even. We're still learning that unity thing to get along with all. We're still squabbling. We still got room to learn more unity, more love, and which is unconditional. No conditions. I love you guys. Peace. Amakaye homositas. Awa. Amaka. Havastu. Hamakats. Setiket. Homakat. Haich. Hamaye. Namaste, Indigo children. I'm a cheer. Team Indigo, baby.